In this video, I'm going to discuss back pain and some quick, easy movements and exercises that we can do to help relieve that back pain by creating a little bit of stiffness for the spine and then adding fluidity to that stiffness to kind of allow us to move on through our day with a little bit less pain and continue our activities that we want to keep doing. So we'll start off with the McGill Big Three. So Dr. Stuart McGill out of Canada came up with these 3 exercises with the idea of generating stiffness around our spinal column by activating our core, the front, the side, and in the back to lock down our spinal column to prevent little micro movements. You can see my fist here. What happens in a back pain commonly is your vertebrae will shift just a little bit when you don't want them to, and that will cause pain in the body. So what we're doing here is we're generating rigidity by activating our muscles around the spine so that it holds them very stable. So as we move, we're able to keep that stiffness and decrease our pain. So the first exercise we're going to do is the dead bug. We'll start down here. So come onto my back to this reverse tabletop. Arms up straight, knees bent at 90, hips at 90, ankles flexed at 90 degrees. From here, I'm going to flatten my low back, flat against the ground by pulling my belly button to the earth. Activate my core, and then I can either send a leg one at a time and hold, pushing through my heel, or if I want to make it a little bit more difficult, I can lower a leg and an arm on the opposite sides. So I've got my left leg down and then my right arm down. And here I'm pushing through my left heel and pushing through my right hand. Come back up, do the same thing on the opposite side, making sure that my lower back stays pancake to the floor. I would do 5 each side for a nice 5-second hold to be able to really get that stiffness and get that neural connection to the muscles around our spine to really activate it. Now, I'm going to move into the bird dog. I get into the tabletop with my shoulder, elbow, and wrist joint all in alignment, as well as my hip going down to my knee. From here, I'm going to keep the same position that I had previously by flexing my belly button up to my back, flattening my low back, and I'm going to press out my right heel and reach and push with my left hand. This creates a nice tension across the body, and I'm really pushing through that right heel like I'm holding back a brick wall. The same with my left hand, I'm pushing ahead. Nice 5-second hold, switch sides. Again, same thing, we're going to do 5 with the left arm, right leg, and then 5 with the right arm, left leg, for a total of 10 with about a 5-second hold, max contraction with each one of those. Finally, last thing we're going to do is a side plank. Come up here on to our side, we can do with our elbow and our feet, and I'm going to push up, making sure to squeeze my belly button flat against my spine, like we did in the other 2 movements. I'm going to reach up as high as I can with my hips. I'm going to hold this for 30 seconds, and then switch around to do the other side. So those 3 movements, the McGill Big Three, create stiffness in our muscles surrounding the spinal column that helps prevent those micro movements of the vertebrae, and you should notice pretty rapid decrease in pain following that. Make sure to not do these first thing in the morning. You want to give yourself about an hour after you get out of bed for those vertebral discs to get back to normal size before doing this. But you can definitely do this before bed in the evening. Next, we're going to move into rope flow. I really love pairing rope flow with the McGill Big Three for back pain, because with the Big Three, we're generating a lot of tension and rigidity in the spinal column and the core. And with rope flow, we're taking that rigidity and we're making it fluid. So, I can grab my rope. I can start with my feet, kind of below my hips or shoulders, making sure I grip the ground, my big toes, my pinkies, my heels, building that nice strong arch. I can activate my core. I can start with just my hands. And just that little movement back and forth is causing weight shift all the way from my feet up to my hips, to my back, to my shoulder, and then finally to my elbows and hands. So right here, my back isn't moving very much. You can see this way. But it is causing a little shift left and to the right. As I get more warmed up, I can keep my core engaged, and then I can add in just a little bit of a twist, increasing that motion that we're adding to the spinal column. As we're doing this twist back and forth, we're activating opposite sides, so we're getting the right side to contract and the left side to relax. And that happens all up and down the chain in the spinal column as we're doing that, which just makes us feel a hell of a lot better. We have blood flowing. It's a very good movement to do because it's very low intensity. We're flat on the ground. We're not jumping them down or running. And we're able to dial up or down the intensity based on how we're feeling. So starting very low intensity, just with the hands, no back movement. So now I can increase the intensity, carrying the hands further and really shifting my hips left and right. And then I can even start rounding my back and shoulders, kind of creating more motion. It looks like this. Side, you can also alternate my feet. And then really lean forward and back. Lead foot, rear foot. It really helps to have your rear foot heel off the ground. It helps us activate our glute as we're moving. It prevents your hips from shifting laterally as we're moving. It keeps more of a rigid position so that way your weight can be generated from the ground up. Give these a try whenever you're having back pain or before you really get busy starting your day, before exercise, and let me know what you think.